Peace, 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 family. Peace. Okay, so I was meditating, right? And all right, I want to speak on female versus femininity, right? Because there seems to be this big fight right now with femininity and men saying that they want feminine women, right? Everything is about feminine, feminine. We're the feminine women, and you have this definition of what feminine is, right? We have this definition of what feminine is. But I guess I'm gonna challenge the definition of feminine. I don't know. Maybe some brothers won't like this video, but I'm gonna challenge the definition of feminine, right? Because I deal with nature, and I'm convinced that the number one problem we're having is nature don't change, but because we're so disconnected from nature, we're having all these problems because society and culture changes with demographic, geographic, time, era, nationality, culture, all these things, race, ethnicity, demographic, geographic, time, era, all these things affect societal norms, what is, what ain't, what should be, what we look for. We're never going to agree on that because we all grew up different. A person who grew up in a Jamaican household family is going to have a different idea of values than opposed to somebody who grew up in a Latino or American or German or whatever the case may have you, right? And people's experience is going to determine a lot about their character, right? So now, that was a quick little thing. But now back to my original point, right? Femininity versus a female, right? Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say that feminine, the definition of feminine according to these people now, what is it? Friendly, what they say now? Friendly. I know women are caught up on that whole submissive thing, but it's friendly, easy to work with, peaceable. I forget, all these guys is running with that Kevin Samuel definition, and I don't know where he got it from or whatever the case, right? Fit, friendly, corporate, whatever he says, right? So, and people have this idea that feminine women should be, dainty, the damsel, the lady, and all these things, right? But I'm going to say femininity ain't got nothing to do with being a female. There, I said it. Femininity has nothing to do with being a female, okay? Femininity is cultural. I even believe a bunch of sedity, elitist women sat around and with their noses up in the air and decided what a lady shouldn't do, what a female, what a woman shouldn't do. And because these people were of prestigious stature, they became the standard of what a woman is, what a lady is. But that's cultural. That's based on these people's position, and they can make up rules, you know what I mean? So being a female ain't got nothing to do with this idea of femininity, right? And now masculine and feminine energies ain't got nothing to do with acting like a man and acting like a woman. You know what I'm saying? It's like we do have cultural norms, right? So, okay, now, females and males are going to be more similar than different. Man and woman are very different based on society and just your own innate nature, right? But it's mostly society. So I say that to say that a woman, a female, right, in her raw state, is not going to be feminine, because feminine is something that it's a learned behavior. It's not the natural state of a female. You know what I mean? Femininity is cultural. It's something society made up. even though it has, it's cool in many ways. I'm not against femininity. I like femininity, but I'm saying too many men expect a woman to have this, to be this ideal version of femininity, no matter what they're going through or how they feel. And I'm saying that's not realistic unless they were groomed to be that way, But if you're allowed to be yourself, a a a a, a angry woman is not masculine. You know what I mean? If somebody's pissed, they're pissed. How you gonna tell somebody how to be mad? Like if she start cursing you out with all the fury and rage and vernacular, so what? Like you know what I mean? That don't make it masculine. You know what I mean? It makes her angry. You know what I mean? The same way, if a man is having a hard time with dealing with something and he's a wreck and he starts crying, that don't make him feminine. Feminine, whatever. That makes him hurt. That makes him sad. Like we gotta stop placing basic emotions on gender or masculine, feminine energies. Y'all got this whole masculine, feminine energy. Y'all taking masculine and feminine and confusing it with man and woman, male and female. Masculine and feminine are dealing with polarities. They're not dealing with how we act in our character within our gender, within it. You know what I'm saying? Because too many sisters keep using this excuse that, oh, the men left and that's why women act masculine. But when women leave, men don't act feminine. Single fathers don't turn into fruitcakes because they have to raise children alone. So you ain't got to turn into thuggish, ruggish bone because you got to raise children alone, right? Now, if you was always thuggish, ruggish bone, I can't say nothing to you. But, if you're saying this is why I became like this, nah, you're just masking a reason to be bitter about something. You know what I mean? And we all have reason to be bitter about life. But a man can't turn into a fruitcake because he's a single father. So I don't think a woman should turn into thuggish ruggish because she's a single mother. I don't. You know what I mean? But I think this idea of femininity is being blown out of proportion, and it's putting unrealistic expectations on women, and brothers, you're making yourself disappointed for no reason because you want her to play a role. You don't want her to just be. You know what I mean? So how would you feel if every time you cried about something, that's how you scared to cry, right? Because y'all think it's feminine. Got y'all all messed up like that. You know what I mean? Like these polarities and these emotions does not determine, a characteristic of a sex. We got to stop confusing energies and characteristics. You know what I mean, with genders and these things. Word, but femininity is a cultural thing. A woman, a female, is just that. You know what I mean? It's just that. If she's like, like you do, like, I never watched that movie Warrior Queen. I ain't watched that crap. Well, it's not even called Warrior King, Warrior Queen. It's called the female god king, whatever that crap is called. I ain't with that movie, but you did have the Kandake queens, the warrior queens, the warrior goddesses. Even Emperor Menelik, he rode into battle with his empress by his side, Taitu. Taitu was a fierce fighter. Like that didn't make him feel like, damn, my wife is masculine. You know what I'm saying? Him riding side by side on a battlefield with his woman killing niggas did not make him think his woman was masculine. It made him think his woman was passionate for the cause and she was down to ride. He didn't say, oh, you're being manly, stay home and let me go fight. He never said that. You know what I'm saying? He actually said, I'd rather my queen out there with me and dying on the battlefield and left behind to be taken by these Italians. You know what I mean? Ride. You know what I mean? We're gonna fight. So this idea that a woman can't be ferocious and be about her business or she's masculine, nah, Get that out of here. Y'all confusing these 1800 white women, when white men put white women on a pedestal and act like they supposed to be in glass jars. That's where this idea of femininity came from. That crap during slavery, when the white man put his woman in a little pedestal in a glass jar and made her beyond reproach, and then she had all the time on her hands to make up this concept of ladylike and femininity, and y'all are running with that to your own detriment of the African black, melanated people race. We gotta stop. We gotta know who we are as a people culturally, and how we got down and how we value our women and how we see the females for ourselves and our culture and how we get down. And it ain't all that femininity crap that y'all are looking for. You know what I mean? Peace to Kevin Samuels and all that, but dude, he dropped a lot of good gems. He dropped a lot of good gems. But at the same time, his standard was very European. You know what I mean? He made them the standard with no apologies. Like, you know what I mean? He looked up to them and wanted their validation in many ways. So that's like everything, like that ideal is not going to work with our nature. That's not how we get down by nature. So you're only hurting yourself with these ideals of femininity. You know what I mean? But again, yeah, I mean, we do have social norms of what's a man and what's a woman. Sisters, y'all don't want no fruity dude, so don't think we want some thuggish ruggish. You know what I mean? To a certain degree, it's kind of cute, but y'all know what I mean. Y'all know how y'all get down, because y'all make excuses for it, saying because dude left. But when women leave, we don't be fruity. So please, keep everything in order. Just be your natural self. Just be your natural self. Y'all, a lot of times y'all put on this extra because you don't want to be vulnerable, like I said in my previous video. But everybody be their natural self. Guys, brothers, femininity ain't got nothing to do with just being a female. That's cultural. You know what I mean? Let's realize the nature of things. And she's not wrong to be strong. Look at the lioness. Right? My thing is glitching. If I got time left. Okay, look at the lioness. Okay, for the lion to get with the lioness, he gotta they gotta scrap. He has to prove that he's stronger than her. She's like, if you can't beat me in a square off, if we square off and you can't beat me, you don't get none of this. You know what I mean? It ain't that simple, guys. She don't just roll over because he's a lion. You know what I mean? She scrapped. She duke it out with dude. He got to prove that he is tougher than her so he can get that kitty cat. You know what I mean? So yeah, femininity and females, it's not the same thing. It's not synonymous, brothers. Real talk. All right. Hope that made sense to y'all. Get at me in the comments. You know how we do it. Peace and love, y'all.